do remember is going to Wild Pitch, and this is when Main Source had kind of changed. Like, I think Mikey D became like what Large was to Main Source. And their mom was their manager. And the day we was meeting with, I think his name is Stu Fine, that owned Wild Pitch. We went to see him, and the Main Source niggas got in a physical fight with Stu and Search, and somebody pulled a knife out, and me and the nigga Irv is like watching this shit like, I don't think we want to be at this label. We good.
Over what?
Hey, yo, Math Hopper, thanks for asking, man. Let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you for what. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of bullshit. That's what happened. It was a bunch of bullshit from the time I got down with that crew to the time this incident happened. It was a bunch of bullshit. First of all, let me break this down to all of you people that kept on comparing the second album to the first album and comparing me to Large Professor. I never once got down with Main Source to try to fill Large Professor's shoes. If you listen to my opening lines in the record, I said, here comes Mikey D with the Main Source back on course. Here comes Mikey D with the Main Source.
Here comes Mikey D with the Main Source back on course. Never took a loss, of course we're rolling with mad force.
So my whole goal was to bring a Mikey D flavor to Main Source. I wasn't trying to take Large Professor's spot, all right? I just wanted to clarify that to all of you motherfucking spectators that was trying to start drama between me and my brother, all right? So let's dead all of that. So at the time I got down with Main Source, they were on like a time limit, you know what I'm saying? They had to follow up that second album. They had a deadline, all right? So I got down with them while they had this deadline. So automatically they were gonna rush. We had to rush this job, you know what I mean? I went all the way down to Canada and started recording the Fuck What You Think album. And the reason we titled it Fuck What You Think is because of what all of the spectators was talking about, all of the tabloids, all of the magazines. Everybody wanted to say this and say that. Can they survive without Large Professor? Oh, Mikey D's not good as Large Professor. Well, fuck what you think. And that's the title of the album. But anyway, enough of that. So, we started recording the album, you know what I'm saying? I was in Toronto recording. I was already out of my element, out of my zone, because I was used to being in Queens or in Manhattan somewhere in my zone, you know what I'm saying? Around motherfuckers that I knew, bringing niggas to the studio, sipping on our 40s and doing what we did, you know what I mean? But in Canada, I couldn't do that because I didn't know nobody, plus Sir Scratch, he was really on his business shit, and as an adult, I understand it now. So he was more strict than K-Cut. K-Cut was the younger brother, so he was more party like me. Sir Scratch understood the business earlier, which I didn't give a fuck about the business. All I cared about was having fun, because I didn't do this shit because I had to do it or I was trying to get a bag off of this. I did it because I was motherfucking nice and this was an opportunity to let the world know on a bigger platform. That's why I got down with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't make hit records, I make records hit, you dig? But long story short, let's get back to what I was saying. So we finished one album in Canada, and Wild Pitch, they didn't really like the way it came out. You know, they thought it was a little soft, especially for my caliber of rapper. They thought it was soft, the lyrical content, this, that, and the other. See, and at that time, I was just trying to make records. I wasn't doing what Mikey D does. I'm a battle rapper from the streets of Queens, and I spit real shit, you know what I mean? So they didn't like what I came with because they thought it was soft. Anyway, they brought us back to New York, and we was recording in the city and writing in Brooklyn and you know, all of the formula, it came back. It was like, yeah, I'm in beast mode now. Fuck What You Think album is crazy. And if y'all don't know, Jadakiss and Chic was on that album on a joint called Set It Off, along with Shot Queen, AKA Ma Barker, and my brother Lot Picasso. You know what I mean? They was even on that album. We ripped it, you know? So now it's time to present the album to Wild Pitch. Wild Pitch dug the album, you know what I mean? They released the single. The single was What You Need Is the Source, the underground sound from the group called The Main Source. So that record did very well. It did very well. It spearheaded the album, and it was doing well, like I said. You know what I mean? Even Madonna sampled it, you know, gave us writers credits and all of that. So now it's time for the Fuck What You Think album to drop, you know? So this particular day at hand, we had a press conference. I remember Fresh Magazine was out there, Word Up, Right On, The Source, I think Black Beat. We had a table of magazines. Now, we didn't have, you know, telephones and cameras and all of that stuff then. They just had recorders out, you know, and they were asking us questions and they were recording our answers for the magazine, you know what I mean? So, mind you, prior to this, there was a lot of other bullshit going on that led up to the unleashment of this fury. Like, for instance, when we were promoting the What You Need single, Search, MC Search from Third Base, he was the vice president of marketing at Wild Pitch, but he was also just beginning to manage Nas. You know what I'm saying? So every time we had stuff to do as Main Source, Search was pushing Nas at the same time off of our stuff. So we felt like things were being sabotaged. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, how come we had Soul Train getting ready to perform and this guy is pushing Nas? He's on the radio out there in California talking about Nas, but you came on our ticket, you know? So that kind of pissed us off a little bit, you know? We was boiling over that. And also, I think the manager of Main Source had other plans that we didn't know about it. So back to this press conference day. We at the press conference, you know, I got three people with me. I got the Twin Towers, which was Greg and Jamal from Rochdale. We up there with 40 ounces and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it street, you dig? And my cousin Mark Fisher. Salute to my cousin Mark Fisher. He had just got home from prison. So he up there with us, you know what I mean? So boom, I brought a whole different edge to Main Source, you know what I mean? I brought that street edge because I was in the street, plus I was older than these brothers, you know what I'm saying? And so the press conference was going nice. And the next thing we know, we hear a whole bunch of confusion. Where the fuck is Stu Fine? Where the fuck is Stu Fine? And just shit like being trashed, like, and the noise was coming closer and closer to us. So we like, what the fuck is up? You know what I mean? It was Main Source's management. You know what I mean? And at the time, Main Source, the K-Cut and Sir Scratch, their mother was the manager. But yo, don't get it twisted, y'all. She was fucking gangster, for real. She was gangster, she was real street, you know what I mean? So, we like, fuck it, shit is going down. I'm already a little tipsy, I got my crew with me, and I'm catching flashbacks now. Like, this nigga was fucking, you know, this nigga was pushing Nas and shit, and you know, I'm just thinking all kinds of crazy shit. So I'm telling my boys, let's get at Search. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Mackenzie and them was going at Stu Fine. You dig? And Mike Geronimo, thank you for clarifying who was sitting at that door, because for years, me and my cousin Mark thought it was Nas sitting there with his man waiting for Serge. But I'm glad you clarified it was you and Irv Gotti. Cause I remember y'all being there. I just didn't know, I just knew it was young brothers, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, I'm older than y'all. So I just remember it being young brothers there. I always thought it was Nas and somebody else, but it was you and Irv. Much love to y'all. So anyway, we turning up in there now. We turning up. Twin Towers kicked Search's door down to his office. And if I recall correctly, I think Search may have climbed out on the window sill or something like that. And his wife was still in the office. She was pregnant at the time. And I regret what happened as far as that concerned, because that scare could have made her have a miscarriage. You know, we weren't thinking the way we should have been thinking. I apologized to Search as well, you know. But anyway, that's some of the shit that was going down. And at the same time, Sandra McKenzie and them was in Stu Fine's office. You know what I'm saying? And she got the knife and blah, blah, blah. You know, we went out of the contract, so I believe the whole shit was we were gonna take that album. Her plans were to take that album from Wild Pitch and give it to another label to push, because I don't think they believed that Wild Pitch was gonna push the album the way it should be pushed. But the only thing that we got out of that, we got a release from the label, but they still own the album. So they shelved the album for like 2 years and just threw it out, you know what I mean? So we kind of lost the dope album, the Fuck What You Think album. And so that's how that went down, you know. But, you know, I'm able to talk about this as a man and say, you know, I apologize for my actions that day. But as a young, crazy motherfucker from the street, that's just what had to go down at that particular time. But as a grown, responsible adult, I do apologize for my actions. So, Math Hoffa, to answer your question, that's what went down. Yo, if y'all want me to continue telling y'all these stories, please like, comment, share, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop. And I'm gonna see y'all soon. Remember, this is history. Nah, it's his story.